Hello dear students, welcome to Bajirao Ias Academy interview guidance program. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about a very important topic. About this UPSC has already asked in the prelims examination. So it is about the Aralsea. So recently the Aralsea has been showing it has been drying up. So this is a saltwater sea, and it is located between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So this is the location of Aralsea. So please also understand the location of Aralsea, where it is located, because UPSC has already asked about the location and about the Aralsea as well. Now it is located in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan in the Central Asia. So recently climate change has a lot of negative impact across the world. So in a similar sense, the climate change has also accelerating the decades long demise of the Aralsea. Okay, so Aralsea has been drying up over a period of time, and the primary driver for this is climate change. So okay, so this is the Aralsea. The ships have, there's no water, and the Aralsea has virtually become a desert. So therefore in this context we will understand where is Aralsea is located, what exactly is the cause of the drying up or decline of this Aralsea, and how it has becoming a desert, and what is the concern, and what are the measures that have been taken so far by the different countries in the Central Asia in order to rejuvenate this Aralsea. We will understand this. Okay, so Aralsea is one of the once upon a time it was a thriving saltwater sea. Okay, so there was a water division project that was carried out in the year 1960s by the Russian government. Okay, so this was aimed to develop the desert region surrounding water body. So this is the water body. Surrounding this water body there was a desert region. So in this desert region in the 1960s there was a water diversion program. So there were two rivers which usually fed this Aralsea. So when the water diversion project has been taken out, then the regular supply of water to the Aralsea has been cut off, and that has led to the gradual decline of the Aralsea, or gradually drying up of the Aralsea. So in fact recently NASA has also reported that the climate change has been accelerating the decline or the demise of the Aralsea. Now where is Aralsea located? Aralsea is located in between the Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan in Central Asia. So Aralsea is actually the endorheic lake. Okay, so this is endorheic lake. Now what is endorheic lake? So endorheic lakes do not have the natural outflow. Okay, so they will not have a natural outflow, and they will not lose the water solely by the so they usually lose the water only through evaporation or underground seepage, or both. Okay, so for example this is Aralsea. Okay, so Aralsea is usually fed by two rivers. Okay, one is Sir Darya. Okay, Sir Darya. So this is one river, and the other river is Amudarya. So these are the two rivers that usually fed the Aralsea. Okay, so in endorheic lakes what happens? There is no natural outflow of the water from the Aralsea. So they lose water either by evaporation or the groundwater seepage, or both. So Caspian Sea, Great Salt Lake in Utah, and Dead Sea are some of the examples of endorheic lake. So I hope you have understood what is endorheic lake. So this is Aralsea is a endorheic lake. So you may get this question in your prelims examination, and in interview also you may get this question, what is an endorheic lake? So what are the other examples of this endorheic lake? So Caspian Sea is also an example. Now where is Caspian Sea is located? Caspian Sea is also located in the Central Asia. Okay, Central Asia. Now we'll try to look at the Caspian Sea as well. This is the Caspian Sea. So this is also located in Central Asia. The countries which have been sharing borders with Caspian Sea including Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan and Iran. Okay, so the Caspian Sea located on the western side of the Aralsea. on the western side of the Aral Sea. So this Caspian Sea is also considered as endorheic lake. So this Aral Sea, once the fourth largest saline lake in the world, with a surface area of around 66,900 square kilometers. So the overall surface area of this Aral Sea is 66,900 square kilometers. So when we talk about the geographical location of this Aral Sea, it is located between Kazakhstan in the north and Uzbekistan in the south. So this is the geographical location of the Aral Sea. So formation, so as I have already told you, it was formed by, or it was fed by two important rivers. So they are Sirdarya and Amudarya rivers, so that were usually dependent on glacial melt. So both of these rivers, Sirdarya and Amudarya, were dependent on glacial melt. So after that, we need to talk about the catchment area of this Aral Sea as well. So the overall catchment area of this Aral Sea is around 1.5 million square miles, and it usually drains from water from Uzbekistan and portions of Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Iran and Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so it has a huge catchment area. Now in this context, what is a catchment area? So when we say catchment area, so catchment area usually means that the source of water, okay, so the territorial expanse from the territorial expanse within which it receives water is usually called as the catchment area of a river or a lake. So therefore the catchment area of the Aral Sea is 1.5 million square miles, and it usually drains to Uzbekistan and portions of Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Iran and Kyrgyzstan. All those countries are Central Asian countries. So therefore in this context, the Aral Sea has been facing certain threats. Okay, so climate change is a threat. NASA has already reported that because of the climate change, the Aral Sea has been declining or drying up. Aral Sea, climate change and human engineering, agricultural projects, for example diversion of water from these rivers. So all these factors have led to shrinking of this Aral Sea around 25% from its former size. So water diversion project has also carried out in the year 1960s. Okay, Soviet Union has diverted the Sirdarya river. So this is the Sirdarya river. So Soviet Union in the year 1960s has diverted the Sirdarya river and even the Amudarya rivers for irrigation. So that led to the drying up of the lake. Okay, so because if you look at the Amudarya river and the Sirdarya river, so they usually comprises, or they usually fed the Aral Sea. So however 1960s Soviet Union has diverted both of these rivers for the irrigation projects, and that led to the drying up of this lake. So we need to talk about the North Aral Sea as well. Okay, so this North Aral Sea is called as Small Aral Sea. Okay, so North Aral Sea is called as North Aral Sea. This is North Aral Sea. So this North Aral Sea has separated from the south. So South Aral Sea is generally a large sea. Okay, so there's a North Aral Sea and South Aral Sea. So this is called as Small Aral Sea and this is called as Large Aral Sea. Now what are the major impacts of the demise of the Aral Sea? We need to understand the major impacts as well. So when we talk about the major impacts of the Aral Sea, so the demise is the cause of land degradation, desertification, drinking water shortages and malnutrition, because since when the lake shrinks, then it would not support any agriculture activity in those regions, and that would lead to the gradual desertification, and desertification, the land will not be used for cultivation of crops. So therefore that will lead to hunger, malnutrition, drinking water shortages and deteriorating existing health conditions of the people who are living surrounding the Aralsea. So this is the major impact of the demise of Aralsea on the human settlements and human population surrounding Aralsea. So however, what UN has said with respect to the demise of Aralsea. So United Nations Development Program has called the destruction of Aralsea the most staggering disaster of the 20th century. Okay, so UNDP has called that it will not have a lot of implications on the environment, agriculture, industries, and even on the health of the people and their living standards. So because of this reason, UNDP has called the destruction of Aralsea as the most staggering disaster of the 20th century. Now if you look at the salinity levels of the Aralsea, it has risen significantly. Why? Because both Amudarya river and the Sirudarya river, they have not been contributing adequate amount of water. They are not feeding up this Aralsea. So apart from this, because of the desertification and increased evaporation, so the Aralsea salinity levels have been significantly increasing from earlier 10 grams a liter to now 100 grams a liter in this remnant lake. So remnant lake is whatever left after this shrinking. So therefore it has also becoming a new desert area, that is Aralkum desert. Okay, so it has been transforming into a desert. So that is also known as Aralkum desert, a significant new source of sand and dust storms in the surrounding areas of the Aralsea. So therefore the demise of the Aralsea will have a lot of implications for the people who are living over there in this region. Now what are the measures that have been taken in this respect by those countries in the region? So 5 countries, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, all countries are part of Central Asia. All countries are part of Central Asia. So they have adopted Aralsea Basin Program in the year 1994. So what is the objective of Aralsea Basin Program? So the major objective of this program is restoration of the Aralsea. Okay, so restoration of Aralsea. So number of measures have to be taken for the restoration of Aralsea. Only commitment from the government is not enough. There is a need for the community participation. So apart from the community participation, there is a need to use technology and international collaboration, and also collaboration with the international organizations for the restoration of the Aralsea, so which could have significant positive impacts in the entire region of Central Asia. Okay, so this should become one of the successful restoration efforts, because once the Aralsea starts extinct and becoming a desert, then it is followed by the other lakes as well, whether it is a freshwater lake as well as the marine water lake. So therefore the mankind should learn lessons from the Aralsea, and there is a need for the efforts for the successful restoration of the Aralsea. Okay, so that's all about the demise of the Aralsea because of the climate change. Okay, so thank you.